Coffee with Andy.
Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, January 12th. Thursday's right. I got 2 days left before we head out of town to Memorial for my Uncle David. And then we get back, it's pretty much go time. We're scheduled to leave here on the 16th. Barring some catastrophe or whatever, the sirens here in the background are not related to us. There's a firefighter training grounds about 3/4 of a mile to a mile back kind of through the marsh on the other side of that industrial park. Whew, I haven't done a video in a few days. I'm sorry. Just feel like my days are getting away from me. Tons of boat projects left. Before I get off this, I'm going to go show you, actually what I'm going to do is show a capture right up here of our old nav station. It's got a bunch of holes in it, but I've been able to mount some other things in there, clean up the SSB up top, because it used to be on top on the left, the VHF is on the right. The thing was just full of stuff that we didn't use, especially after the nav upgrade. So we've moved all that down. We've created a usable space for books and things storage up top. And then I think we've reclaimed our nav station. Tracy says it's not big enough to hold a chart, but it's nice to have a desk you can like sit at sometimes. So I'm excited about that. Today, assuming that the Balmars all get here, it's install day. Just a little anxious about that. I was a little stressed yesterday. It's not like me to be stressed. Oh, this pelican's going to cannonball in just a minute. Maybe. Just a lot of things done, trying to keep everybody moving in the same direction. Wanting to make sure that everything's right, or as right as it can be. Michael, you're right. It's the 80-20 rule. First 80% makes the biggest difference, and the last 20% will take 80% more effort and yield less than your time is usually spent better somewhere else. But I still want to have things right. Not perfect. I'm not a perfectionist. Like the wiring in the engine compartment is great. It's awesome. It's way better than a lot of people would ever do it. It's not perfect. To be perfect, you'd have to take everything out, and I've got an older boat. Not really necessary. We had some excitement last night behind Duwa, which is our buddy on the Nordatug. I don't know if you can see him at all. Oh, there you go. My buddy John, he's a good guy. He's a smart guy. Smart guy. He's been around. Started 14 startup companies over his professional career, and after he sold the last one, he wanted to do the Great American Loop, and he bought this boat to do it. And he's soloing it. He's kind of a badass. Huge diving experience. I think he said he's logged 3,600 hours of diving. So tons of stories, and his wisdom I appreciate on a lot of matters. I love talking to him. So like behind his boat last night, boat came in after the marina closed. It was after dark. Tracy and I were out on the dock, and we heard someone yell ahoy. It was a boat coming in. It's a big sailboat, big, long, wide. I think it's a 60 or 63. A smaller Coast Guard boat getting pushed, no, not getting shoved in by a tug, but it looks like it. Might be. Let me show you that. That's weird. You guys can see Coast Guard boat, and the tug is kind of just babysitting it for some reason. So he yelled for some assistance in getting on the dock, and big boat. And of course, we were ready to catch lines. We turned on our spreader light, so we eliminated the dock a little bit, and he wanted to come back and do a starboard side tie-up. So when he turned, wide boat. Michael came out and said it was actually an older Vendée Globe boat. So I think it was a 98. If you're not familiar with the Vendée Globe, it is a race that happens every 4 years where solo sailors race around the world. I know I've said solo, but by themselves, without stopping, without receiving any extra supplies or repair or anything like that. Those guys are crazy. And the new ones are all hydrofoil monohulls that completely get up out of the water, and they'll average 45 to 50 knots over a 24-hour period. So they're averaging over 50 miles an hour in the water. The older ones are a little slower. I've been a big fan of the Vendée Globe for the last 2 cycles. Excuse me. Pip's one of my favorites. Who can't like Alex? Alex Johnson, just crazy. I think Alex Johnson's his last name. Anyway, Vendée Globe boat comes in, and he didn't like his tie-up on the outside where it's kind of rough. He wanted to move to the inside. And he cast back off and went back out. And when he came in, he had laid his dock lines up on his rail so we could just reach over, pick him up. And when he came alongside on the outside, it was just beautiful. I mean, Tracy and I just reached over, grabbed these dock lines. They're like this big around, 75 feet long, tied him off. When he came around to the inside, that boat doesn't have that big of an engine with thrust because it's a sailboat. It's a racing sailboat. He came in a little cockeyed, and he left the cockpit to come check something, and his bowsprit crashed into one of the power pedestals and broke off a nav light. Anyway, we got him secured. No harm, no foul on his boat, I think. I think it's just a lens. Wow, but that was some exciting stuff. Update on VHF. I'm shipping off my Standard Horizon for a reprogram. I've got my spare wired up and receiving MMSI calls, which is exciting. And we're just doing final prep, getting ready for heading out. I had something interesting come up last night at the couch hour down on Dark and Stormy. If you had a superpower, what would you want it to be? And the superpower that most surprised me was not having to pee. If I understand correctly, if I've got it wrong, you can put the comments below. Don't go. Wait just a minute. So it came down to, would you assign that incident to like surrogates, or would you use the superpower for evil and assign it to someone like a politician giving a speech? I was not going to mention this, but it's too good. So that's the good versus evil. I'm thinking of it from a capitalism standpoint. Like, yeah, I've been a peeing surrogate for 6 months now. I make $500 a day just peeing for people, and it's like telekinesis of urine. Wow. I'm probably going to be banned for this video all by itself. There's a big old ship going out right now. Their bulbous bow is almost sticking up in the air. It's weird. It's lawn high lines. It's not that full, but it's actually, other than some rust along the beam, it's painted up and in much better shape than most of the boats that come by. So we just got to jump on it today. I'll try to do some more short videos over the next few days. We'll probably do some while we're traveling, But I wanted to just reach out and tell you guys I love you. We're still here. We're still working away. And I think I've worked through the anxiousness yesterday. So, till next time, clean up after yourselves, spay and neuter your pets, tell your friends and family you love them, and I'm going to leave you with a big container ship coming behind me. Have a great day, guys.